Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Good Monday afternoon. First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips joining you as we kick off this new week. For some of us, it was a little bit of a slippery start after we picked up that snow Sunday night, but it was also just kind of that reality check that winter isn't done yet. It is still the end of February, so we could easily have had a system that brought a lot more snow than what it did, but we are going to be still working through some winter weather yet here this week. And so though we had maybe fake spring, kind of the first view of it, I still anticipate that we'll have a couple of moments where spring just kind of teases us a little bit, and then we will find that we finally get settled in. But for now, we are still really kind of more leaning towards winter weather, especially with temperatures dropping. And also then that snow that we did pick up over the weekend. But if you are in the mood for a little bit of sunshine, I thankfully have some for you here in the Vehicle City. In Flint, we do have still some cloud cover, but we are looking at some brighter conditions. So we are happy to see that. I'm always happy to see some sunshine on a Monday. Just kind of makes everything feel better, look better. So we're happy to see that to melt away some of the snow we still have there right along the curb, maybe where some of those cars were parked or some of the streets. Some areas that haven't seen as much sun, where we do still have a little bit of that snow that's sitting there. It hasn't totally melted away. We did pick up enough snow that for some of us it didn't melt on contact. So a lot of that though should be taken care of with the sunshine that we have for now. We don't have it for everywhere, but we are happy to have it nonetheless. Here is a current look at that pinpoint Doppler. You are going to be finding that we have quite a bit of cloud cover through the thumb. So even though we did have that sunshine in Flint in the downtown, you can still see that we do have plenty of cloud cover here throughout Genesee County along I-69. We do even have some snow showers that are getting picked up there by radar closer towards Lapeer. We have some better clearing coming closer towards the Tri-Cities. The cloud cover has very much been kind of here and there today. We still have some northwest winds, so that's why we're keeping the clouds in place. So the outer bay is allowing the thumb to be sitting in those clouds, and we're also picking them up closer towards where 127 and 75 come together. So hopefully recording some of that snowfall on the sensor there. It looks like Flint Bishop is pretty quiet, not saying that we don't have any snow there, but Lapeer is still reporting some snow, and also the sensor in Bad Axe is as well. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye to those conditions. Even in Iosco County, Oscoda is showing that we do have some snowfall there on the sensor. So though it doesn't look like a lot, we are still picking up some of that with that northwest wind. So that's really been helping those conditions to kind of vary. Again, here's a view in downtown Flint. Let me see if I can bring up another camera for us to have a little bit of a different taste here to kind of get a tour across town. Here's the viewpoint in Birch Run. Very similar here to Flint. We have still some cloud cover. That sunshine is going. Looks like the wrong banner is still up there, so we can fix that pretty quickly here. So we are going to find, though, that for drivers, some pretty good improvements. We did have those accidents there along I-69 where we had that semi crash. So let's check in on that traffic. So it is still closed on the highway. That is going to be eastbound I-69 from Miller Road to Bristol Road. So if you are traveling that here today, just know that that is going to be causing you to reroute on a detour. So you can see that it has quite a few backups. So again, that's eastbound I-69. This crash happened this morning. They're still cleaning it up. Of course, crews are there, responders, they're working on it. And they just said that it is going to take them a while to get everything cleaned up from this one. So that's why we are still seeing that highway closure for eastbound I-69. So just kind of giving an update on that. Across the entire portion, it's just that crash there on I-69 that we're watching. Otherwise, a lot of our main highways have seen improvements. So though we did have a lot of school delays and closures this morning, just kind of a reminder, it doesn't take a lot of snow and then roadways get slippery. So I know that a lot of you know that, but I know when it kind of slows us down, we get frustrated about it. So no need to get frustrated. It's just kind of the way it works here is that you even get a little bit of snow, less than an inch, and it can still make those roadways a little bit greasy and kind of slimy under your tires. So I'm just wanting everybody to be cautious. So again, that is going to be affecting I-69 just coming in west there of 75. So that's going to be something that we are monitoring for coming into the Great Lakes Bay region. You can even see across the thumb, plenty of green showing here, and then into our northern counties, also not a lot of slowdown. So we're in pretty good shape outside. Our air temperatures, those are currently sitting into the 20s. So here's kind of a big change that a lot of us are feeling. Our current air temperatures are at 26 in Saginaw, Owasso. We're at 19 in Caro, 18 in Bad Axe and Port Hope. Same for Harbor Beach. We have 19 for Port Sanilac, 21 in Gladwin, 22 in Standish, 24 in West Branch, and then 18 in Houghton Lake. Where we do have the cloud cover coming from the lakes, you can see that that is where we have our temperatures that are into the teens. Lapeer is up to 21 though, so we are seeing some improvements there, but even in Flint where we had that sunshine, we're at 22. Brown Airport's trying to report 27, so the sun is doing the trick to kind of help us warm up a little bit, but at best, a lot of us are still going to be below freezing. We're looking at mid to upper 20s here for the day today. Now we do have a system that we're watching going into Tuesday night. So this is what we're going to be first alerting you to next, as we have yet another round of snow coming in here for this week. So we are going to be looking at our commute time frames Tuesday night. It's going to be pretty borderline. If you're maybe somebody who works earlier in the day, you're home by 5, you should be in good shape. If you come in a little bit later, so then you get home later, if you maybe get home around 6 o'clock, you're going to be pretty borderline at that point, because that's when we're going to be having that snowfall come in. So yes, we are back to frozen precipitation, and we will be looking at accumulations as well. But before we dive into that forecast, I'm going to take one real quick break, but when we come back, we're going to be looking at the timing. We're going to step through the hour-by-hour forecast, and we also are going to talk more in depth on snow totals and what we're watching for. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a quick 60 seconds. Welcome back. So we are going to be talking about that system rolling in here for us, and we are going to be finding in the hour-by-hour forecast that this is going to be setting up to bring us some snow on Tuesday. So for the remainder of today, going to be pretty quiet. We will have the cloud cover here into the thumb. Trying to clear it out in Flint may be a little bit tricky, so if folks in Davison may take a little bit of time for that to clear out with that cloud cover just still continuing to come off of the lake. So lake effect is going to be something that we continue to track for. We will see here during our evening plans, still not too much happening. I still anticipate some lingering flurries. As long as we have the lake effect clouds, that still means a snowflake or two could be around. But the commute on Tuesday morning should be easier than what it was on Monday morning, so we should find some improvements there. Now, as we start out the day, here you can see not a lot of blue. Pretty quiet to get us to work. And now getting home from school shouldn't be any issue, though here at 3 o'clock you can see that we have some blue starting to show up in our northern counties. So I anticipate at the onset we're going to still have some lighter snow, just some flurries that are coming in. And then behind it, we really have a system or kind of a boundary in this that sets up. So that's what we're going to be watching closer towards 5, 6 o'clock. So that's going to be the time frame where it really starts to pick up for us, the snow coverage. So kind of at the onset, we just kind of have a slow start with the snow. But here you can see 5 o'clock stretching from Houghton Lake towards Big Rapids into Muskegon. That's that line that's kind of setting up. So this is going to be where our big push of snow comes in. So this is going to be moving across mid-Michigan starting around 5, 6 o'clock. We will see this enter the Tri-Cities in the 6 o'clock hour. So if you're traveling US 10 or 75 in the 6 o'clock hour tomorrow, anticipate your roadways to be slippery. As we go even closer towards 7, 8 o'clock, this band is pushing through the thumb at this point. So we will find it's east of 75. Still, though, this is going to be time frames for high school basketball. So if you're going to a high school basketball game, just know you are going to need extra time to get there, even if if it's a home or away game, I anticipate that as this comes through, roadways are going to be slippery. So that means extra time to get to the game. Of course, check in with school districts to see if the game is on time. This is going to be kind of rolling in as buses are leaving schools to head to those gyms. So this is going to be kind of a borderline and tricky time frame for them. So just check in with schools to see if those games are happening and if they are on time. Once the system passes closer towards 8 o'clock, if your game does happen, you're still going to have some snow to drive through. We still have some broken snow on the backside, but you can see that the bulk of it has since moved on by. So we are going to see that we still have some snow showers, but this also gives us some good time during the night to where we can find a little bit of reprieve to clean up a little bit. Now, the biggest question is, are road crews going to be working the overnight hours? Are they going to wait for it to be done, which should be closer towards about midnight, and then are they going to work around the clock to make sure then we're on time on Wednesday morning, or are they going to kind of let this set, pick up any lake effect, and then head out closer towards 4 or 5 o'clock on Wednesday morning? So it's really going to kind of depend what your roadways look like, depending where you live and what county road crews are doing, what city road crews are doing. Of course, the state, I'm sure, is going to be salting and, of course, applying materials and doing some plowing. So I anticipate all of our road crews to be out there working. The big question is what time do all those shifts start for them looking at this storm? Because if we do wait till Wednesday morning, then the commute is going to be a lot slower. If we see those crews coming out Tuesday night at midnight, then that commute could be a little bit easier and more manageable by Wednesday. So the good news is that time is on our side. We can get this cleaned up, but we just got to see how it works on scheduling. Of course, schedules always for the job do some different things, but even as we go into Wednesday, we're still just going to have some lingering lake effect behind this system coming in. So a few snow showers are possible, but overall, we're not going to be seeing big impacts from the Wednesday portion of the storm. So it's really going to be Tuesday evening going into Wednesday morning that we'll need to be monitoring. Here's a look at one of our snowfall maps. We are going to be seeing kind of the further north you are, the better chances you have of this snow to kind of come through and to stick for us. I anticipate that most locations are going to get up to an inch. You can see Flint here at 0.9, 0.8 for Owasso. So an inch is going to be pretty much standard for everybody, but then the higher totals is where it becomes a little more detailed, because into the Tri-Cities, we're looking at a range closer towards 1 to 2 inches to be possible. And then into the thumb, you can see that we do have some higher amounts, 1 to 3. We may even see some 3.5 inch reports come in. So we could even be getting closer towards 4 inches, especially they're right along the shoreline. Just they're closer towards Port Austin, coming in just east of town. So we'll just be watching those areas closely if we do have any banding setting up. But right now we're really just kind of looking at the outer bay to kind of enhance, to bring the system to kind of push a little more snow here throughout Huron County, and then just coming into Tuscola and Sanilac as well. Really been watching Sanilac County. It's kind of been a flip of a coin in the data on whether that signal is getting picked up or not. And then continuing north, you can see it's kind of a line about Linwood and then west and then coming north, where we really start to see those numbers pick up, getting closer towards that 2 to 3 inch range. Now, I do see that we do have some pockets there just east of Rose City. So we could have some locations here that also get close to that 4 inch mark. But a lot of us, you can still see, are in that range of 2 to 3 inches. So we are going to be working on putting a manual map together. I actually have that started here, but I'm just not going to show it simply because I don't have all the afternoon data in. So I feel like this is a good storyteller here for us to really kind of know that we are going to be looking at, for many of us, a range of 1 to 3 inches. But if you're in the thumb or coming in from Houghton Lake, stretching across towards Standish, over towards Clare, and then back up closer towards Oscoda, if you're kind of coming through that range, you have a chance of getting anywhere from that 2 to 3 and even 4 inches to be possible. So that's going to be kind of that higher zone that we're watching for. Into the Tri-Cities, that 1 to 2 range, and Mount Pleasant's very much kind of in that 1 to 2 range as well there along 127 until we kind of hit into that northern push for some snow. So these are just some of the first totals that we're looking at here. We plan to have that map coming out to you today around 4 or 5 o'clock, so make sure you tune into TV5. We will have a look at that in our evening newscast. As you take a check here of our 7-day forecast, we will be finding our temperatures are still remaining right around freezing. We're going to be right at 31 tomorrow, 30 degrees by Wednesday. So we're just kind of right there in those winter numbers, sitting into the lower 30s. We do have 42 in for Friday, and then we do cool it back down going into the weekend. So as those numbers kind of surge up, they do come right back down. So you can see winter is still kind of having a stronger hold on this forecast, but at least spring, it's trying to come in after we had that fake spring there. So we are going to continue, though, to see that we do have our temperatures that are a little bit more seasonal, not really spring like where we've been. The other thing to note is that temperatures tonight are going to be hovering right around 10 degrees, so it'll be pretty chilly tonight. We're going to continue to even see some of our nights into the teens and 20s, so it is going to be a little bit cooler, but we are going to continue to see a mainly quiet forecast once we get through Tuesday night. We are looking at that system on Thursday. That's been kind of dying out on the data, which we're okay with, because then we would have a fairly quiet start. We'll just be going back and forth between some clouds and some sunshine. So we're happier to see that. I'm even monitoring the chat here. Linda, very thankful to not be having the snow that the folks in the Northeast are having. Yes, that nor'easter definitely dropping a lot of snow with that as that continues to move east. That, of course, won't be bothering us, but definitely sending some thoughts to those folks who are going to be digging out here the next couple of days. Good afternoon, Hernando and Sherry. So a lot of folks just chiming in here into the chat. So happy to have you today. Of course, make sure that you also have that First Alert weather app downloaded. That's going to help you to stay connected here on all of our weather updates on what we're watching with that storm coming in. So make sure that you have that downloaded. It's free on the Google Play Store, and it's also free on the Apple App Store if you have either one of those devices. Also then coming up tonight, we will have First Alert Chief Meteorologist Chris Eastlick. He will be here at the desk at 9 o'clock. He's going to be streaming to all of these same platforms, WNEM.com, the TV5 News app, the WNEM YouTube and Facebook pages, and then also if you're a streamer, we also have the WNEM app on Roku, your Fire Stick, Android or Apple TV. So make sure that you hop in that app and join the stream tonight at 9 o'clock, because Chris will have another look at snowfall maps. He'll have the evening data to see if there's anything new, if there's any adjustments that are needed to the map. So that's what we're eyeing with, again, coming in Tuesday evening, going into Wednesday morning. Could be a little bit sloppy on those roadways, so just be mindful that this is very much a typical winter system. It's nothing that we haven't already seen so far this season. And of course, the biggest wild card is just going to be what time road crews are going to be out on the roads cleaning everything up for us. But a big thanks to them in advance, knowing that they're going to have some long hours or maybe some overnight shifts here to get everything up and running for us. So again, a big thanks to them in advance. I also want to thank you for joining me, though, here this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you later on for that update with Chris at 9 o'clock.
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.